Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 172 for Tuesday, the 18th of July, 2023. I'm your host, Mark Webb, Gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby360G, and joining me on this very fine evening is...
Sensei Switch, yay.
And that's it, just Webby and Switch again. We have to stop meeting like this.
People are just busy, I guess.
Yeah. So, apologies, we were supposed to be doing the Nintendo handheld special again, but Alex has had stuff come up again, so unsure when we're going to record that, unfortunately. So
It is coming. It is coming. And it should be a good episode.
Yeah. We just really want Alex on the episode for that one because he's got a lot of knowledge and experience with those systems, so... It's better to wait than to do it half-assed. So, yeah, all good. So, normal show this week, normal show next week, and then we're going to probably do a special the week after that about a game genre. We're pondering maybe doing it on our top 5 RPGs, but we'll get back to you on that. Maybe another genre. Depends how we feel. But, yeah, it just sounds like a decent one to a decent load of specials to do, or top 5 of a certain genre, so pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, straight into it then, Darren. You'll be pleased to know that I'm still playing the Steam Deck quite a lot.
Obviously, it makes sense when you've got kids to look after and keep an eye on, etc.
Yeah, it's become very handy. So yeah, I've been playing it a lot on the sofa while the kids have been watching their kids' cartoons and that. But also, I because some games are cross-play, me and Marcus played a game together. So he was using the Xbox, and I was using the Steam Deck.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I was playing Fall Guys the other day. Absolutely. Have you played Fall Guys? I don't think you have you?
No, I know exactly what it's about. It was one of those games that really hit it out when, because didn't it release in 2020, like during all the COVID stuff?
Yeah, it's been out a little while now. Yeah, I mean, I've played it for over 100 hours, easy. I love it. I think it's a great game. You can just jump in, and it's basically like a game show. You know, a bit like Takeshi's Castle, but you play as beans.
Or it's a knockout without the horrible paedophile in the background.
Yeah. So yeah, so we had some fun with that the other day. So he was playing on the Xbox, and I was sitting on the sofa playing it on the Steam Deck. We're in the same game, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So another use for the Steam Deck, cross-play shenanigans.
Nice.
Within the same house, in the same room. So had a lot of fun with that. I'm going to reel off just a couple, Darren, because I know you've not got a lot, have you? So
that's fine. Yeah, go for it, mate.
Yeah, so another cool thing about the Steam Deck is you don't just have to play games on Steam. You can download like Battle.net to play something like Diablo. I've not played any Diablo this week anyway. And EA Play and stuff like that. So I signed up to a month of EA Play Pro. So for those of you that don't have PC and don't know what that is, EA Play Pro is like Game Pass, but for EA games. So you get access to every single EA game, even on launch day, and they're all the Ultimate Editions. So I signed up for 1 month, and that was so I could play a few games, which I'll talk about in a bit. But one of them is Formula 1 2023. So, because basically EA did a bit of a dirty on this. So normally in EA Play with Game Pass, you get a 10-hour trial. But on this, they only gave you a 5-hour trial. So I used up my 5-hour trial. So I was like, right, well, if I'm signed up to EA Play Pro to play these other games, I might as well play some F1. So I've been playing F1 23 on the Steam Deck. and on my PC. And I've been really enjoying it on the Steam Deck, actually. It works really well, very, very smooth. So how I've been playing it is basically they've got this story mode on it, like it's called Breaking Point. So you play as a few different drivers, but there's all the dramas and all that bullshit as well. So like you'll play like part of a race and things will happen, and then it carries on, and there's all this drama off the circuit and all that. Anyway, so I've been playing all the story stuff on the Steam Deck, which has been really cool. So just the with the controller working really well, and then on the PC, I've been playing it with the steering wheel. And compared to F122, there's just such a huge difference, because one of my complaints with F122 was it just felt really crap with the steering wheel, like really light, not very responsive. And F123, they've completely changed up the handling model, and it feels brilliant with the wheel now. A few tweaks I had to do, but it feels nice and heavy and just very realistic. So I'm really enjoying it. So I've been playing a single player, this kind of campaign, as you play as a season as your made character, and you choose which team you want to race for, and also playing the online. Now the online's interesting because you've got ranked and unranked. So I've done some races on both, but what it does is in ranked, if it doesn't fill the lobby with players, it puts AI in it, right? And it does the same in non-ranked. But what I found in ranked is that my game was full anyway, so it's all people. But you can't drive into each other, so you will ghost. So there's none of this knocking each other off the track.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so I actually quite liked that because it stops people being pricks. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, and had a good experience. In the normal multiplayer, like people make rooms, and I'm pretty sure you get options, but the one I joined there was 4 of us normal, actual humans in there, and the rest of the grid was AI. And the way it worked was you could run into the AI, and the AI can run into you, but you'll ghost through the other people, the human players. So it was a bit of a mishmash. But what made it good is even if you still drove like a dick into the AI, like tried to ram them off and that, you'd get penalties. So you can't use the AI as a barrier to go around a corner faster and stuff. So there's still yeah.
Like Formula One cars are extremely fragile. You could literally just do in your front spoiler, and that can fuck you completely.
Yeah. So I'm really enjoying it because it's got like a few different game modes, as I've mentioned, but I'm liking excuse me, the fact that with the Steam Deck I'm getting the best of both worlds. Like I'm playing the same game, and the save is cloud, right? It's in the cloud, so I'll hop off the PC, jump on the Steam Deck, and I'll just carry on or whatever. But it's just nice just to get that experience of playing the game, not having to sit in front of my PC monitor and just chill out on the sofa and play it. Because I enjoy, as I say, using the wheel, but sometimes you just want to chill out on the sofa and, with the handheld. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, mate. That's good.
So do you think that 5-hour trial thing is a new EA what's it, or is this just going to be for that game?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, because I don't think there's been anything else out after that. So
I still think 5 hours is a reasonable amount of time to get to grips with what the game's going to be like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. But it's just nice to have that 10 hours. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But that's just my opinion. But I don't like. So I've done the as I said, I've done the 1 month of EA Play Pro. It's 15 quid a month, so it's not cheap, but it's it's 19, £90 for the year. So it's half the price if you buy a year outright. But I don't think there's enough games on there to warrant buying a year. If I can bang out the other games I'm going to mention in a minute in a month, then that's 15 quid well spent.
I mean, if you like your FIFA games and they pop one of them out every year, it's only like the price of another half a game, isn't it?
Yeah,
For you to have that service, I guess. But
yeah,
I mean, what have VA put out this year? Dead Space, I suppose that would probably be on there as well, would it?
yeah, and Star Wars as well.
Exactly. So you get your Star Wars, your Dead Space, and the FIFA that's coming out later this year, or is it EA Football now?
EA
Didn't they lose
Football
the
now,
FIFA
yeah,
license? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So there's that. Yeah. You played anything, Dan?
Well, the main thing I've obviously been trying to sink a lot of time into this week is Diablo 4,
Oh yes.
because the new season is starting on Thursday, I
Oh
believe,
wow, bloody hell, time flies by,
20th.
doesn't it?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I want to check the season out and see what it's like. And then every now and again, you get that little advertising thing that comes up on the Xbox Dash.
Oh yeah.
That it's sort of like a little advert for like an event or something that's going on, and obviously it mentioned like the Diablo seasons. Well, I didn't
Yeah.
realise you have to finish the fucking game before you can actually play seasons. So, and I was like, all right, great. So you want us to rush through the game just to finish it so we can play your seasons? Oh yeah, thanks for giving us time to do all of that, because some people only want to maybe play the game for an hour or two a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been going around that, unlocking the shrines, and I'm now on Act 4, which I think is the last act.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So
I'm sure there
I've
was
got like
5
another
acts.
couple of days. Don't say that.
I think there might be. I can't remember now. I'm
I haven't
pretty
got my
sure.
horse yet. Anyway,
What?
no, that's apparently in Act 4. You don't get your horse until Act 4.
Oh, you
There's
have to
so
do a
many
side mission
weird
to get it as well. Yeah.
decisions in the game. Just so many strange decisions.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a horse system, but you don't get it till real late game. Like, right, yeah. His power increases, although you never really feel any stronger. Oh, great, yeah. I will say the Paragon system in this one seems quite interesting and slightly different compared to obviously the others, because you've got like a grid, don't you? And you get 1 Paragon point per each section of your level bar. So I think you can earn like 4 Paragon points per level past 50.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't know, mate. I mean, I'm level
All right.
49.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, I mean, because I got help in co-op on finishing the campaign, you see, so I got pulled through a little bit.
Yeah, so you get your first Paragon board anyway, and you've got all your
Yeah.
different nodes, like do you want willpower, strength, intelligence, and all these other bits and bobs. One of the other things in the game that I find strange is you'd think strength would bolster your physical attack and things like that. It doesn't. It just boosts your armor.
Oh.
Kind of strange. But yeah, once you make your way through the first Paragon board, you can then select the next Paragon board based on a build of, I think it's up to like 7 or something, maybe more boards that tell you what the board, like the build that you're going for, is going to basically incorporate, and the nodes
Okay.
there are relevant to that kind of build. So that's kind of cool, especially if they're all different for each class, which I imagine they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the other things I wasn't actually aware of, apparently Blizzard put a message out quite early on when the game first came out saying, like, yeah, we've run some numbers and stuff, and like the resistances don't add up, so they're not working properly.
Oh.
So, like, you get the armors with, like, resist cold, resist
Yeah.
fire and all that. This is pointless and meaningless. They don't work properly.
Oh, well, that's shite.
It's just like, all right. So I imagine they're all going to get fixed when they do the seasons or they do the first season. They're probably holding back on their first big tweak and stuff for that. But it's interesting to know why they kind of want you to complete the main story first before you can even access a season, because you can replay through everything again. I know you get the option once you've completed the story with another character to just skip the story.
Yeah.
But doing the story is going to get you some reasonably good gear, because you'll get a few legendaries off of certain event quests and things as you go through it. Pardon me. And it'll obviously level you pretty well as well, rather than you just grinding in a grind zone or in the open world somewhere.
I mean, I know one of the things, like, because I need to do, I need to go back to it and find all the Lilith statues, because you get permanent boosts to all your characters.
Yeah, in your Paragon board, you actually get bonuses to some of the certain stat increases that you select if you meet certain requirements based on the three main, like, dex, willpower, and strength categories.
And there is, like, in some of the side dungeons do stat boosts to different character classes as well, don't they?
Yes.
So they're worth doing. So I mean, I've got a lot to do in the game. I've just been distracted by other games. And then,
that's it. It kind of came out at a bit of a time, didn't it, when there was a lot of other shit going on. But then when I was like, all right, so you're kind of forcing me to get the story done as quick as possible, which I'm never a fan of, like, being forced through just to get to something.
Yeah, it's just been a weird year for games, I think, because there's been a lot.
Been great. Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, I don't know, like, I don't feel like I've been able to really take my time with anything. And I know it's myself mentally, but because there's been a lot to play, I've kind of, like, been pushing myself through games pretty quick.
Yeah, to get to the next one before it releases, etc.
Yeah, and it's not anything to do with the podcast or anything like that. It's just like how I just am. If there's lots of games I want to play, I will try and get them done quick to go on to the next one. Unfortunately.
I mean, if you obviously go back in the day, like during the early 360 days, etc., you could probably bust through about 5 or 6 games a week, because some of them were like only 15, 20 hours long, if that.
Oh, a lot of the games were 8 hours, weren't they? 8 hours is kind of the normal time, 20-hour game feels like it's a slog now still to me, Like, when I was playing Final Fantasy 16, I was like, fucking hell, is this game ever going to end? You know what I mean? Because I was just like, I mean, I loved it. It's fucking amazing. But I was just like, I was kind of like thinking I want to get it done because I want to play something else as well. I've got all these other games I want to play, but it didn't detract from how good the game was. It's just long. So, talking about Final Fantasy 16, you haven't had any time on it, have you? You've been playing fucking Diablo and
trying to force myself. Well, I wouldn't say force myself through Diablo, but trying to get that done so I can check out the new content on it. And another game I'll talk about a bit later on that has constant events running on it, which need to be completed by, I think it's like the 24th of this month, or the rewards are gone forever, because modern gaming.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, isn't it?
It's really fucking frustrating. But I think when everything does go like the full digital route and all the rest of it, and everything just becomes completely fucking throwaway, I'll probably, by that point, I won't care less.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm finding
quite happy to sit back and.
So I'm finding this with Call of Duty a little bit, and again, it's my own fault because I bought the Battle Pass. It runs out in like 18 days or something, so I'm like trying to like play it as much as I can to finish the Battle Pass, neglecting my other games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I get why companies do this. They want to earn a bit of extra money, and try and get a little bit more out of players. But it's like half of these people actually like completely forget that gamers like to play a multitude of different games. They don't want to be tied into one fucking game.
No.
For months on end, because then it feels more like a job than actual entertainment and a break.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that like Yoshida, who's the head of Final Fantasy, has always said. Like generally in between our patches, we have a nice little amount of downtime, so players can go off, play other games, and then when the next patch turns up, they can come back and they can continue right off where they left off. They're not falling behind anyone, like etc. Because he knows he's a gamer himself, and he likes to play other games, and he knows that no one really particularly wants to be just locked in to play one or two games non-stop.
Yeah, definitely.
To listen to the rest of this week's awesome episode, you need to subscribe to the Patreon. So head on over to patreon.com/360gamercast. There you will get a load of specials that we have done in the past and we will be continuing to do in the near future. So if you want to listen to our specials on the Xbox series of consoles, Nintendo and Sega, then sign up. Again, the website is patreon.com/360gamercast.